For your third activity, we are going to be looking at a short paragraph and doing some proofreading. So proofreading is something that you guys will need to be doing when we go back and we check our writing. And we are looking for mistakes that we made during our writing. And a lot of those mistakes may include spelling or capital letters, punctuation, things that maybe we need to take out a word or put in a word. So there are different things that we need to use, proofreading symbols that we can use to help us as we're proofreading. So some of the things that you might want to change while proofreading is to make a capital letter. You could maybe need to use a lowercase letter when you made a capital letter. If something is misspelled, then you are going to want to circle that word so that you can go back and fix it. We might need to insert periods, commas, quotation marks. You could delete a word or take out a phrase. We might need to add a word or phrase. And you also might need to start a new paragraph. So those are just some of those common symbols that you might be using when we are proofreading. So we're going to be looking at proofreading for spelling, and we're going to read a passage and then answer the questions that best complete the question. So the short paragraph is called Class Lunch. Our cooking class made lunch last week. The first thing we had to do was to plan the meal. We spent the morning making ham sandwiches and salad. We also made pumpkin pie for dessert. First, we made the crust. Then we made the sticky pumpkin filling. We were careful not to skip any ingredients. We put the pie in the oven and shut the door. The smell was so good as it cooked. We took it out when the clock timer rang. What a great lunch. So question 1 says, what change, if any, should be made in sentence 3? So sentence 3 is up here, and we're going to be looking at this sentence and thinking about what it is that we see. So sentence 3 says, we spent the morning making ham sandwiches and salad. So I'm looking at that, and A says change spent to spent. So this is how it is spelled, S-P-I-N-T, in the text, but they're saying, is this how we should really spell it? Well, I know that spent has this short E sound, and we're going to use the short E one. This is not how you spell spent. So I'm pretty sure it's A. B says, add a comma after morning. We spent the morning making ham. So a comma tells me to give it a space, like a breath while we're reading it, and I don't feel like we need to do a breath. We spent the morning making ham sandwiches. That makes sense. Change the period to a question mark. Well, this is definitely not a question. It's not asking us anything. So that can't be it. And then D says make no change. Well, we figured out that you need to change the spelling. So my answer is going to be A. It's not going to be D. Number 2 says, what change, if any, should be made to sentence number 6? So right here is 6. Then we made the sticky pumpkin filling. So we're looking at sticky, and they said change sticky from S-T-I-C-K-Y to S-T-E-C-K-Y. Well, when I'm thinking about sticky and I spread that word out, I can hear st, I is a short I, so it would make sense to put the I there. If I spell it S-T-E-C-K-Y, then the E would have to say eh. So it would be st-e-ky. Stecky. That's not it. The next one is change pumpkin to pumpkin. So I'm looking at this, and I know that we could do the ending Ken as Ken or Kin. Both of them say the same thing because of having the N in it in the word. I know, though, that Pumpkin is the correct way to spell it. So I think that might be the right answer. And then C says change pumpkin to pumpkin. So on this one, we hear the short U and pum. And they're saying, well, we want it to be an O, so we're going to make it short. O would be ah. So if we changed it to Pumpkin, it would be pumpkin. So it's definitely not C. We know we need to change pumpkin. So my answer is B. Now, the bottom part is writing 2 or 3 sentences, and it says, what would be your favorite part of the lunch? Explain why. Write 2 or 3 sentences. Use a spelling word in each sentence. So just make sure that you're using some words and spelling them correctly, trying to focus on your spelling. You're going to do the next page, which is a little bit of a different story, but very similar. Well, you'll have a short story, and then you'll have 3 questions. You will have 2 multiple choice, and then you're going to do a writing as well.